What's up? Good morning. We are talking about how to remove inquiries from your credit report 100% free. And there's this beautiful thing called the FCRA. Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about today. How to remove inquiries from your credit report for free. This is something that so many people get caught up in, not knowing how to remove these inquiries from their credit report, either by disputing with the bureaus or with the data furnishers. And so that is exactly why we are talking about it today. Now, because I'm live, I do have a couple of settings that I have to go fix, but it's going to be quick. And I have a very, very simple letter that I send out to the credit bureaus. Now, I will let you know that there's two things that you need to do, okay? You need to be disputing with not just the bureaus, but also with the data furnishers, okay? We do not have time to talk about how to do it with data furnishers today, but I am going to explain and read this letter to you, okay? And if you purchased my editable dispute library, then you already have this letter. It is the unauthorized inquiry dispute letter A. All right, so we are almost done. We're going to jump right into it. But first of all, I hope you are having a great day. I wanted to do this before I got to work. Well, I'm at work, but before I started my day, before I started my calls, before I started my client files, I wanted to share a little bit of information about this with you so that you know how to attack the credit bureaus for removing these things. Now, it's not as simple as just sending a letter that says, oh, these don't belong on my credit report. No, 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 no. There's something very, very specific that you need to be saying. And this is something that I want for you to remember. Permissible purpose. Permissible purpose. These inquiries have to have a permissible purpose. And if they are not attached to an account, if you did not get a firm offer of credit, if it has nothing to do with insurance or a court order or employment, it does not belong on your credit report. Okay. So, and I did just throw the link up. If you need help fixing your credit and you don't want to do it yourself, because yes, there is a lot that goes into it, then use the link on the screen, schedule a call with me, and I'll see if I can help. But we're going to go over this super simple letter, okay? We are going to start at the top of it. It's very, very simple. You are going to put your name, your date of birth, your social, obviously whatever bureau you are sending this to. And I put something very simple. I just put re-inquiries. Now, this says, the FCRA states that the only permissible purpose for pulling someone's credit report is firm offer of credit, just as I mentioned, insurance, court order, or employment. And I literally have them listed. Look at this. Look at this super simple letter. Firm offer of credit, insurance, court order, or employment. Outside of that, these inquiries do not belong on your credit report. And yes, it can be as simple as writing and sending this super, super, super simple letter, okay? Now, the rest of it, I recently pulled a copy of my credit report and I noticed inquiries that I did not authorize and do not fit A, B, C, or D above, all right? And then you are very simply going to list your inquiries, right? So the data furnisher's name, so creditor 1, date, creditor 2, date, creditor 3, date, so on and so forth. Yes, you can put them all on there. Normally, I tell you not to put more than 10 accounts per letter, but when it comes to your inquiries, that does not apply. All right, that does not apply. Please remove these inquiries from my credit report as they were not authorized. Yes, there are multiple letters that you can send out for your inquiries, but when it comes to the credit bureaus, there's very specific things that you want to say, because if you're just telling them, oh, these were not authorized, oh, this, oh, that, they don't care. They don't care. There needs to be a very specific reason that you are sending that letter, and you need to be able to force the bureaus to remove these from your credit report. And this is one of the only ways outside of identity theft, which if you're not a victim of identity theft, it's not going to work, that will remove these very, very quickly, outside of obviously calling 2 out of the 3 credit bureaus, okay? So if you are just joining, there's a very simple, and strategic, and quick way to remove inquiries from your credit report by contacting the credit bureaus, right? And it is letting them know that there's no permissible purpose for these inquiries to report on your credit report. Here is that very, very, very simple dispute letter, okay? So again, FCRA states that there's only a few reasons that an inquiry can belong on my credit report, and this permissible purpose does not apply to either of these. Firm offer of credit, insurance, court order, employment. Now, what does that mean? Firm offer of credit. That means, and you're going to want to go check this yourself so that you can read why this works, and maybe even throw in an additional, sentence or two about this. But firm offer of credit literally means that you're actually supposed to get a firm offer of credit before they even pull your credit. I know that that makes absolutely no sense, but if you read the FCRA, it will make sense, okay? So if you did not get an account from this inquiry pull, then it automatically does not belong there, all right? And it has to be removed. Now, what do you do if you send, any inquiry letter to the credit bureaus and they do not remove it? Well, there are other things that you can do, such as contacting the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and keep a copy of your letter that you sent and proof that you sent it, and whatever, response that the credit bureaus gave you, and let them know, like, hey, these do not belong to an account. There was no firm offer of credit. I applied to ABC Furniture, ABC dealership for an auto loan, whatever. I didn't get it, but these are still on my credit report and they were not authorized. There's no permissible purpose and they will get removed. Sometimes you have to actually do something and take it a step further to actually, implement these federal laws, right? You have to remember that the bureaus don't take these as law because it's consumer law. No one's going to jail. No one's getting in trouble, right? No one's losing their job. So you have to take it a step further sometimes. And unfortunately, that is just the way that this works. Just the same as, if the bureaus don't respond within 30 days, that they're supposed to remove these things that you disputed from your credit report. But how often does that actually happen? It virtually never happens. Why? Because they take these as guidelines. Why? Because they get 1.5 million disputes per month per bureau versus what it was prior to the pandemic, which was only like 150,000, right? So you have to keep these things in mind. Everything is automated. There are no people in this process, and sometimes that kind of screws you, right? That doesn't mean that you can't remove these. That doesn't mean you can't remove inquiries from your credit report. That doesn't mean that you can't remove accounts from your credit report. So send your letter, right? If they don't remove it, you're going to contact the CFPB. Another thing that you're going to do is you are going to contact every single data furnisher, every single place that pulled your credit that does not belong on there, that doesn't belong, to a firm offer of credit, insurance, court order, employment, whatever. And you're going to let them know, like, hey, I applied, you didn't give it to me. I don't have an account from this. I mean, unless you gave me credit that I have, no idea about, a car out there that you gave me that, doesn't belong to me. And, you need to remove this from my credit report. Now, in a couple of minutes, I will put together 3 or 4 free dispute letters that you can use, including this one. So if you want a copy of this, you're going to want to come back to my channel, to this, once it's a video and no longer live, and you will find a link to access a couple, a few, 3 or 4 free dispute letters to remove your inquiries from your credit report, right? See, I personally don't like dealing with inquiries. They are a hassle. They are not easy like they used to be back in 2013. I'd have those suckers, gone in 3 weeks, tops. But things do not get easier for us as consumers. They get more difficult, right? So it went from 3 weeks to a month to 2 months. Now it is an average of 4 rounds to get these off. So you need to be doing every single thing that you know and everything that you can as far as complaining with the polyangle dispute method, which is where you're coming at them from all sides, the bureaus, creditors, collectors, the CFPB, the AG, the BB, whoever you can possibly contact with your proof yourself to get these things removed. And when I say things, now I'm talking about your actual accounts in addition to your inquiries. So can these come off? Absolutely. There's a very specific way that you need to do it though. And if you're not doing it right, then unfortunately, they probably won't come off and they will be more difficult when you reach out to someone to then take over. Okay. And again, if you want to see if I personally can remove your negative items, increase your score, fix your credit so that you can go out and not have to worry about what letter to send and what FCRA law to use or whether to use the FDCPA. Don't even worry about it. Use that link. I will see if I can help. It's my740.com. And outside of that, I believe that today is the last day. I will check. There might be 2 days left, but it may possibly be the last day for you to get in on my credit repair mentorship program, where it is the best of both worlds, course as well as coaching, but without the price tag. So I didn't create a link for that, but I will if I can right now while we are doing this. So it is sendme2.co/mentor-charter. So let's go create that link. I'm going to be throwing it up on here in 2 seconds. Member charter. All right. So here we go. Add banner. There we go. All right, I'm going to put it up on here. So it's sendme2.co/mentor-charter if you want to check out my credit repair mentorship program where, hey, look, if you want an expert to literally review your disputes before they go out the door to ensure that you are maximizing every single thing that you possibly can on your dispute, what you're saying, who you're sending it to, what method you're using, what your dispute reasons look like, then check that out because, again, either today's the last day or tomorrow's the last day. And you know, I'm going to go check that out right now. Let me just type that into my browser and I will let you know. sendme2.co/mentor-charter. All right. It is pulling up. I will tell you right now, we have 2 days left. Okay. So according to my own time frame that I provided when I created the extension, if you want to get in, you still have 2 days, 15 hours, 40 minutes, and 46 seconds to get in on the mentorship program. And you know what? You'll get access to my A through Z course so that you can dispute like a pro and obviously the accountability and all of that. So anywho, back to this. Why am I so on inquiries? Well, a lot of comments recently have been about inquiries. A lot of the people that have been scheduling calls with me and that have become new clients had a ton of inquiries, inquiry issues lately. And it just, like I said, it just seems to get more and more difficult. There's nothing that is becoming easier for us. And because of that, you know, a lot of the times I create a video based on whatever the major issue is going on, right? I mean, people aren't even looking up how to remove negative items from the credit report anymore. They're looking up how to get credit cards with bad credit. We don't want to do that. That is not something that we should be doing at this point. If you have collections, charge-offs, repos, foreclosures, bankruptcies, late payments, inquiries, whatever, unless it's only inquiries, you shouldn't be looking up how to do XYZ with bad credit, how to do XYZ with a charge-off on my credit report. Don't look those things up. If you want to be paying 5,000% interest for, you know, a payday loan, then hey, there's something else that you and I need to be talking about because that is absolutely psycho. If you want to be paying 29% interest or whatever your state maximum is for a, you know, an auto loan, that is also psycho. The same thing that as I was talking about yesterday when I went live, look, I had the bad credit, I had the low credit score, I had the bankruptcy, I had all that stuff, right? And my APR on my loan was 26% interest with credit acceptance when my credit was really, really crap. And that was with a cosigner. So it was that bad that my scores were in the 400s that I had to get a cosigner and I still had a 26% interest rate. It was absolutely through the roof. Why didn't I just take the $600 that I actually put down, buy a hoopty, right? And then stack my paper fix my credit, and then go and get, 5% interest, 10% interest, maybe even 12% interest. That would have saved me thousands and thousands and thousands. And guess what? My car probably wouldn't have been repoed. I probably wouldn't have been sued by credit acceptance. It wouldn't have got on my credit report. It wouldn't have, snowballed, right? So these are the things that we need to be thinking about when we go to Google and try to look up things that are just going to put us even deeper into that hole. Can you get credit cards with bad credit? Yes, they have credit builder, cards, they have secured cards, they have all those things, but you're not getting $5,000, you're not getting $10,000, and all those fees that they actually charge you, like First Premier and First Progress and all of those, like at the beginning, $95 out of 300. I mean, by the time that you actually get your card, you owe them so much money that you're just like, you know what? There's only like 100, maybe even $100 left on here. I'm just going to go get gas. I'm going to go get lunch. And then that's it. That's the rest of your credit card. And then guess what? When you get paid, you're like, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that crap. And then what happens? It gets charged off. It goes on your credit report. We do not want to be thinking that way. What we want to do is first remove these things from our credit report the right way, including our inquiries, right? It doesn't matter that when you went to the dealership, they pulled your credit 26 times and that it only counts as one in a 30-day period, just the same as it would be for mortgages. These are ugly. You want to remove them from your credit report, okay? So please just keep these things in mind. And yes, fixing your credit has everything to do with mindset, right? You have to know that, yes, there's a goal, a very, very specific goal. I want to get a mortgage at a 3% interest rate. I want to have a 740 credit score. I want to have XYZ in 3 months, and then XYZ in 6 months, XYZ in a year, so on and so forth, right? We want to have all these different goals, and we want to make sure that we are actually hitting them. And the only way to do that is have the right process and have the right program and have the right action plan. The very first thing that you should be doing is disputing your personal information, removing those inquiries, removing those negative items, building out your file, getting your credit score where it needs to be, and then now go and apply for something. Now, when you only have the inquiries that are attached to your accounts right here, that you were given a firm offer of credit, right? When you only have those inquiries on there, when your score is where it needs to be, now, don't go and apply for some $200 credit card. No, go out and get a $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 high limit credit card. And guess what? Maybe it did take you a year to get there. Maybe it took you 18 months in total to get there, to remove your negative items, build your credit, and build your credit score. But you don't have all these stupid little $200, $300, $500, whatever cards on there. And you know what? You are going to be better for that. And you are going to come back to my channel, or you're going to text me, you're going to call me or email me, and you're going to say, hey, Kristen, you know what? You were absolutely right about that, because now I get way more offers. I get way more credit. I have way more XYZ just because I utilized this process instead of trying to go out and get all these little rinky dink things just because I thought that that was how I was supposed to do it. Okay. So yes, I go off on tangents specifically when I am live, but I have a lot of information to give, and sometimes that is just the way that it is, all right? So if you want to remove your inquiries, come back sometime today when this is a video after the broadcast, and you will get 4 letters, including this one, specifically for your inquiries, all right? And I do have another video that you can actually find on my channel on how to remove your inquiries in 72 hours. And yes, that process still works. So go over to my channel. You can search it right there. There's a little magnifying glass where you can check out, specific keywords to pull up those videos. And you know what? If you have other questions specifically about removing your inquiries, or if there are other methods or whatever, let me know that you are interested, and maybe I will make a workshop just the same as I did before, that'll allow you to go and try a bunch of different methods for removing the inquiries from your credit report. But make sure that you smash the like. If there's something that we talked about today, unless you were just joining right now, that you didn't know, or that you agree with, or that has happened to you as well, then smash that like. And yes, I do turn off my chat when I am live. Not only are there a bunch of people who do like spam and whatever, but you know what? If you start asking me questions and all of that, then it's going to sidetrack me when that is what my brain does automatically anyways, and we don't have time for that. So if you have questions, post it on any of my other videos, and I will answer it if I can. Speaking of which, I have 2 new memberships available on my channel that the perks are absolutely amazing. You would find this on any of my videos and maybe even on my live. I don't know. It says join immediately below the video. What that is a membership specifically for comments. So if you have specific questions, no matter how simple or how technical, how to remove XYZ that's on my credit report, here are the facts, then hey, guess what? It's guaranteed that you will get an answer. So as far as the other one, I do have members only exclusive video content. So those are the 2 options on there. So just wanted to let you know about that. I did post about it the other day, but I think that is it. I have calls and clients to get to. So we are going to talk later. I hope you have a great day. Come back in a very short period of time and you will find the link to a couple different dispute letters. All right. So don't go anywhere. Come back. Refresh your screen and you will see it down in the description, a link that will take you there. So I hope you have a great day. Go out, be successful, be prosperous, and remove these from your credit report. Questions about it, you let me know. Questions about whether I can help you specifically, that link is right there. Look at it. It says head to my740.com. All right. Have a great day. Bye. 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 Bye.